Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kolja from North Coast Constrictors. Welcome back to the channel. This video I've put together is especially for the new ball python breeder. It is a video on the breeding cycle of an adult female ball python from start right up to finish. Okay, so if you are in your first breeding season right now, or you're about to go into your first breeding season, this video is an absolute must watch. Even your second season. So I did get this information from another YouTuber. I've modified it slightly to take the South African audience into account, where I've used degrees Celsius as opposed to degrees Fahrenheit when it comes to temperatures. And I've also based it on our breeding seasons, which are in winter in the Southern Hemisphere, being June, July and August, as opposed to winter in the UK being November, December, January. So guys, this is a great video for you to watch, especially for the new ball python breeders out there. Please remember guys, this is not hard and fast. It's a guideline. It is it does come from guys that are far more experienced than me, and what I've done is I've just put it onto paper so that you guys can hopefully learn from it. I hope you enjoy. Okay guys, so what I've got here is a chart, well, a blank piece of paper, which I'm going to do a chart on the breeding cycle of a ball python female. So please excuse my artwork. I'm going to go quite fast here, so feel free to pause and rewind at different sections, but I'm trying to keep my YouTube videos shorter than usual. I have a tendency to go on a little bit. So this is the breeding cycle, reproductive cycle of a female ball python. Okay, so let's take this box here and we're going to divide it into segments. All right, okay. Now, from here, these are your follicles building up in a female from birth, okay, up to here. When she's an adult, they start at about 3 to 5 millimeters, and when she is ready to breed and to have a male introduced to her at the age of approximately 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years, or 1,500 grams minimum. That's my benchmark. You guys can do your own. I know guys that breed at 1,200 grams, 1,300 grams. I won't introduce a male to a female unless they are 1,500 grams or above. And at that point here, when a female is ready for a male to be introduced to her, the follicles are around about the 10 millimeter mark. Okay, so that is when you can start introducing your male. Okay, if you've got an ultrasound machine, you can gauge that. All right, so we will now take this section here. All right. Now guys, I did get this diagram off a YouTube video from a breeder in the UK. I would give him a shout out, but I need permission to use his name. But what I've done is I've modified this for the Southern Hemisphere. I'm going to be talking in degrees Celsius, and I'm going to be talking about our breeding season, which is winter in the complete opposite months of the year. In other words, May, June, July, or June, July, August, basically are our coldest months. And we're in the Northern Hemisphere, it's November, December, January. Okay, it's when they pair up. I'm talking about Southern Hemisphere, South Africa in particular. This stage here is what we called the building stage. Okay, this is where we start. At 10 millimeters, we start introducing our males to our females, okay? And this can be anywhere between 4 and 8 months, okay? So 4 to 8 months, and then about 8 months, okay, is when you'll get an ovulation, and those follicles will be approximately 45 millimeters in size. Okay, this is where a lot of guys make mistakes. They don't keep on introducing their males to their females, and they give up after 5 months or 6 months, and where it's actually crucial that you actually, if you haven't seen an ovulation in that time, you carry on introducing your male to your female. Now, I've got a female that ovulated after being paired to a male within 2 months. So this is just I'm working on averages here, guys. There are always exceptions to the rule, and it's not always going to be between 4 and 8. You may get an ovulation in 3 months. You may get an ovulation in 5, 6, or 7. You may even get one in about 9 months. Okay. But it's why would you pair for 9 months out of a 12-month year? The female would have gone off food, and that's what we're going to talk about here. Around about here, in that time, when the follicle is approximately, I would say, anywhere between 20 and 25 millimeters. That is what we refer to, at that particular time, that is when you will see your female start to glow, okay? That is what we commonly refer to as the glow before you go stage, all right? So while she's building from 10 millimeters up to about 20 millimeters, 25 millimeters, in that time there, she is going to be showing a whole bunch of different behavioral traits. Number one, she's going to be cool seeking, and she's going to be hanging around this section of the bowl of your tub. And this picture this as your tub. If you want to just make it for reference sake, this here is your heating. These are your hot spots. This is your hot spot here, and this is your cool spot where your water bowl would be. Okay, all right. You're going to notice the behavior of her hanging around here and probably bowl wrapping a lot. Okay, all right. Now what she's doing is she's cooling and building those follicles up to there. When she gets to this stage, she will be smashing food in that time. Okay, you can offer her food every 3 to 4 days, slightly smaller meals, and she's basically building up to get as much fat reserves and protein and whatever she's going to have to live on for when she goes off food and now has to go through the following stages here until she lays the eggs, because she's not going to take any food. Once she hits this glow stage, okay, she's probably going to go off food there, okay, and this particular time here are your most critical pairings. These are when you absolutely must introduce the male to the female. These are your most important pairings. Okay, but that can happen. This glow before you go, that can be anywhere in that time frame there. You'll be able to pick it up because the glow is you'll look at your snake one day and you'll think, she is just looking so bright. Okay, and it's glowing. Okay, so her follicles are around 20, 25 millimeters, and she'll more than likely start going off food, and she's building rapidly. Okay, so that's the behaviors you're going to seek: bowl wrapping, cool end of the tub, and I keep my temperatures on my hotspot at a maximum of 31.5 degrees Celsius. I prefer to keep them at approximately 31 degrees Celsius. That's just me. That's how I like to do it. In winter, for 3 months of the year, for June, July, and August here in South Africa, I drop my temperatures on the hotspot at night from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I drop it approximately anywhere between 2 and 4 degrees Celsius. So that'll drop down to about maybe 28 degrees Celsius. Guys, you do not have to do that. Okay? It's just what I do. It's just to cool down, and I do it for 12 hours. Okay? A lot of breeders don't do it. I do it. I'm not telling you to do it. It's just something that I do. It helps stimulate follicle growth, but there's a lot of guys that think it's a load of hogwash, and they breed without cooling their temperatures, and they breed year-round. So guys, just take that information as you will. You do not have to do that. She will naturally cool seek anyway. She will come off her hotspot. She will come down here. She knows it's breeding season. She will bowl wrap. She will seek out the cooler area of the tub, and this will normally be what your ambient temperature is in your room. Okay, your snake room, if you've got a temperature-controlled environment, my ambient temperature is around the 27 to 28 degrees Celsius mark, okay? Anyway, regardless. All right, I also do drop that at night, and I drop it down to approximately 26 degrees Celsius also for 3 months of the year, June, July, and August, and I do that for 12 hours. But guys, please, you do not have to do this, all right? I'm just saying that that's what I do here, okay? I know a lot of other guys that do that, but you don't need to do it. But if you've got a temperature-controlled environment, and your snakes are in a snake room where you've got an air conditioner, my air conditioner during the day is set at anywhere between 27 and 28 degrees Celsius. This is crucial here. This is where you must make sure that your snakes are eating, your females are eating, they're eating consistently, all right, to make sure that they get the nutrients and the fat reserves that they need to get them through the following next 2 stages, okay, and give you healthy eggs. Now guys, over here is your this here is when you're gonna see an ovulation, okay? Pretty much after about 8 months, between 4 and 8 months, when she gets to about 45 millimeters, you should get an ovulation, all right? An ovulation is very easy to see. There should be a picture on the camera now of a female that is ovulated with a highlighted section of her body where it looks like she swallowed a Coke bottle. That is what an ovulation looks like, and that usually lasts for about 24 to 36 hours, okay, somewhere around there. And then she will even out again, but you can't miss it. During this time here, you are going to get an ovulation, a pre-ovulation shed, okay? Pre-ovulation shed. Guys, don't get confused with a pre-ovulation shed and a pre-lay shed, okay? She's busy building. She's eating like an absolute machine. She's putting on size. She's growing follicles. She's going to shed out. She's going to grow. She's going to be putting on size. She's going to shed. Once she gets to 20, 25 millimeters and she's building up to 45, she's going to go off food, okay? Then she's going to ovulate. Now, from the time she has her ovulation, anywhere between 19 and about 22 days, you're going to get a pre-lay shed, okay? Pre-lay shed, okay? It can be a day before, a day after, but roughly 21 days on average, 20 to 21 days, you'll get a pre-lay shed, okay, after she has had her ovulation. Your next stage over here, okay, is the time it's going to take her, okay, to lay the eggs after her pre-lay shed. It is an average of approximately 30 days, all right? But it can be, depending on the temperatures that you've got your enclosures set up at, your tubs, it can be anywhere between 22 and 35 days. So don't panic if your snake gives you eggs after 22 or 23 days, and don't panic if she doesn't give you eggs on day 30. She will give you eggs within the next 5 or 7 days. Okay. This is where she's doing all the work, guys. As long as you've got your conditions right and you follow your process and you make sure that her temperatures don't drop too cold or get too hot, you'll be okay here. And this is where, over here, you are going to get your eggs. Okay? If your temperatures are too hot, she's going to give you slugs. Okay? If they are too cold, you'll also get slugs. Your snakes can be deformed. There can be a number of issues with your snakes depending on temperature. Okay? Now, sperm gets retained in the females while the male is inseminating his sperm into the females. In this particular time here, while she's building up to an ovulation, she can retain that sperm, okay? So if she moves from here and goes back onto her hotspot and her hotspot is too hot, that can kill the sperm that she is retaining inside her, okay? And then she's not going to ovulate. She's going to reabsorb those follicles, okay? Likewise, in your male's tubs, you do not want to go above the 31.5 degree mark. I actually keep my males at about 30, 31 degrees Celsius because that increases the sperm production, keeps them cooler, well, it actually keeps the sperm alive, okay? So once that has happened, you're going to get your eggs after about 30 days on average. Okay. Guys, this here is how long it's going to take you before those eggs hatch. Two key ingredients in this particular stage of the cycle is your temperatures and your humidity. Okay? Inside the egg box, I'm not talking inside your incubator. You're going to be taking out your eggs. You're going to put them in an egg box, however you do it. I'm not going to go into egg setup now. That's for a completely different video. This is the temperature inside the egg box, okay? The ideal temperature, in my experience, is approximately 31 degrees Celsius to 31.5. Excuse my handwriting there, okay? They can go down to 28 degrees Celsius and it can go up to 32 degrees Celsius, but the higher the temperature, the more chance you've got of killing those eggs, okay? You do not want to go higher than that. But 31 to 31.5 degrees Celsius is absolute optimum. Humidity, 100%, okay? How you set up your egg box, your ratio of water to vermiculite, perlite, or if you do it just on water on a hatch tray, up to you. You guys, you should have this already down. There's numerous videos on YouTube about how to set up an egg box. I'm not going to go into that. But you need 100% humidity inside your egg box. The lower the temperature, the longer it will take the eggs to hatch. The higher the temperature, the shorter. It's an average of approximately 55 days, okay? That's about the average. If your temperatures are on the cooler side, let's say around about the 30 to 31 degrees Celsius mark, okay, your eggs are probably going to, I should actually put that on that side, 30 to 31 degrees Celsius, your eggs are probably going to take approximately 60 to 65 days to hatch, okay? If you've got your temperature set at 31.5 to 32 degrees Celsius, your eggs are probably going to hatch anywhere between day 51 and day 55, okay? So that's why we work on an average of around about 55 days. Guys, you can cut your eggs if that's what you choose. There are also numerous videos on YouTube whether to cut or not to cut. That is a debate that I'm not going to get into on this video. This is purely a video on the female's breeding cycle. Once an adult proven breeder, female, has laid her eggs, given you her eggs, and you take her out, when she goes back, and she goes back on food, obviously you put her in a separate tub, when she goes back, she will, out of season, go back to the 10 millimeter mark. Usually your adult proven breeders, they will, out of season, go and hang around back at the 10 millimeter mark. This part here are for your females that are growing up to being an adult. Once they've had their first season and once they have been introduced to male and they've built follicles, they're not going to go back to 3 to 5 millimeters. The smallest they'll go, more than likely on average, is around about the 10 millimeter mark. Okay? And then that's like the one that I've got now. I've got numerous females that are currently building. They are in this stage here and they are building. And the one that has gone for me already and done a pre-lay shed after literally 2 months, she was an adult proven breeder, and she's going to give me eggs in the next 27 days. So right here, for that particular female, I'm in this part here. Now guys, this is all her here. As long as you've got all of this covered, as long as you've got this down pat, you should have a successful clutch of eggs, okay? From here onwards, this, call it 51 to 65 days, this is in your hands, guys. This is on you. This is making sure that you've got your temperatures set correctly in your incubator, that you've got your eggs set up properly, you've got your humidity at the correct level, so that you can have healthy babies at the end of this. Okay guys, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that helps you a lot and answers a lot of questions for you. If there's anything more that you'd like to know, drop a comment in the section below. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe, and I wish you a great week further. Cheers from North Coast Constrictors.